Start her up. The first thing I can tell you about it is that it's got a phone case pouch that is big enough for a very big phone. You see? That's awesome. Very big phone indeed. So that clicks in there. Obviously it's a very big bike. We're going to get on with our day and tell you about it on the fly. There are going to be lots of reviews, guys, that are very technical. My review's not going to be particularly technical because I'm just an old guy who likes riding bikes, really. I'm not that technical at all. So, anyway, thank you to BMW Sycamore here in Whittam for allowing me out on this bike today, first and foremost. And there's going to be lots of things on this bike. I mean, it's a GSA, the BMW GSA 1300, which is, again, is brand new from the bottom up. The gearbox seems very smooth initially, and the ride height on this, I've got a small seat on this, a low seat should I say, on this particular bike, and it does feel very hard. We have an electric windscreen, goes down like that, and all the way up like that. That's interesting. And you've got these extra wing bits here, which are kind of cool. You've got a great screen, obviously. We've got the switch gear, which is slightly different on these new bikes, and I'm still learning about that. We've got different mount areas here for your bags, and there's mounting options on the front as well, but we'll go round through that as we do the bike walk around a bit later on. But overall, yeah, it's a very, very new looking bike, and the engine's absolutely fine. It's a bit shouty. It's a bit agricultural, but that's what these bikes are like, aren't they? Really, you don't get a GS or a GSA because you want to sound awesome. Even with an aftermarket can, this probably wouldn't sound that great. It's the presence of this bike. It's, you know, it's the size of it, the comfort, and the fact that you can pretty much go anywhere in the world on one of these. The seat is heated, I can feel it coming through on my bum, and it is fitted with a quick shifter, which is pretty good. It's pretty smooth, and there's lots of functions, obviously, functionality on the screen for different bits and pieces, but I'm very glad for a warm seat actually, because it's only 10 degrees out here today, and it's quite blowy. Let's get on with it, shall we? 75 miles an hour. It's a little bit blowy, so let's put the screen up and see how that affects things, how that improves the situation. And to be honest with you, I'm 6'3", and it's not really going to improve things particularly well for me. So the wind coming through is kind of funneling through the bottom half and the top half of the screen, and yeah, we'll just have to see how that works. But for me, straight away, I would want an aftermarket screen or something different, because I'm getting very blown about It's got a very, very big tank on this bike. I think it's 30 litres with a 4-litre reserve. And obviously, look at the size of the thing. It's huge. And here, it's all grippy. So when you're stopped, you can probably put your drinks on here. Are you having a coffee? Anyway, you've got your sat-nav preparation up there. And the modes we have on this bike, we have cruise control, which I'm just putting into effect now, just turning it on and flicking it on there. It's nice and easy as always. And the modes on the bike, we've got road, dynamic, eco and rain, and that appears to be all of the modes for this particular model. This is the base model, which starts at about £18,000, but yeah, so far guys, no surprises really. I mean, the old GSA was an extremely comfortable bike. This is an extremely comfortable bike, and you are going to ride for miles and miles and miles on one of these with absolutely no problems whatsoever. It's a lovely, lovely machine. These sidebars, you can see, they're awesome as well. I don't know if they're standard or not, but they're absolutely brilliant. They're so big. You can put your feet on them probably, stretch your legs out a little bit if that's what you wanted to do, if you were so inclined. But yeah, the hand, these hand protectors as well, they seem very robust. It's excellent. Very good indeed. So as we scooch through the menu, I can see I've got 125 miles range. This bike's done 443 miles so far. And an average of 50 miles per gallon. And that's the time. At the moment everything's on there, the whole menu's on there. And as we know, we can amend all of that. You've got the tyre pressure, 2.73, which probably seems to me to be about right. It's quite a straight bar, but it's quite comfortable. My arms are stretched out in front of me. And yeah, I feel very, very comfortable, if not a little bit cold, in this autumnal weather. Look at the green and yellow and orange of the leaves. It's just beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful. And when I change gear, it's not turning the cruise control off, which is interesting because it used to do that, I'm sure. But anyway, not a problem. Nothing is a problem. So very stable, very comfortable. Yeah, we're good. It's a shame there's a bit of traffic actually. I suppose it's to be expected along the A12. And as I say, this low seat is very firm, but Mike back at the dealership did say to me they do a comfy seat, which is much nicer. But to be honest, it's not too bad at the moment. I mean, I've only been on the bike for about 5 minutes, but the seat's not really a problem. Very, very upright and straight position. I'm wearing a backpack today to carry all my bits and pieces that I might need with me while recording. So going very nicely indeed. So yeah, the only minus point at the moment is the screen, which I always think the screens aren't very good, to be honest, the standard screens on this bike. And this is an £18,000 bike. So, oh, and this one has got the ride height, the adjustable suspension. I'm not quite sure how that works, but we'll have a look at that later as well. See how that stands out. Oh, suspension, there we go. We've got cruise control, so you can... Oh, look, that's interesting. So you've got a setting for the cruise control, but you can accelerate comfortably or in dynamic. I suppose that's when you're tapping the button. HSC Pro, that's the hill start hold, so that's cool. And then suspension, damping configuration. So we've got road, enduro and dynamic. And you can move about with that. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Well, like I say, there's going to be lots of things on this bike. This is literally just going to be a case of me jumping on for the first time, never ridden this bike before. It feels so comfortable and, you know, controlled, and, you know, it's a huge bike, so it should feel that way, but, you know, I don't know what to expect before I swing my leg over, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Very, very good indeed. The gears are a bit clunky. It's only done 400 miles. I mean, I say it's a bit clunky. I'm picking on it, really. They're fine. They're absolutely fine. The back brake's good. Balance at the lights is good. Obviously, you've got the boxer engine, which gives you the low centre of gravity and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's very, very good. It's very slim line around my legs. No bulk to get over. It's very narrow. And 6'3" on this bike in its current settings, I can flat foot quite easily. Although, you know, potentially flat footing isn't the most important thing, but it's something that some of us like. To have that comfort, that we can control the bike that we're riding. Mirrors are good. Mirrors are the same as always. Hello, calm it, Phil. Yeah, the mirrors are as good as ever. They've not changed the mirrors, so that's good. The bike does feel like when you turn it and set it into a position, it will stay there. You know, so as I go around this corner here, yeah, it's just gonna stay there. It's very, very good. It's just the ultimate motorbike. This is the Rolls Royce of motorbikes, the GSA. I mean, it does feel a lot bigger than the GS. I don't think I remember feeling such a huge difference between the 1250 versions of these bikes, but this particular bike, it does feel very, very big. You know, the GS now, it kind of tapers off really thin on the front, and this GSA is wider than the other one, so they've gone kind of to two different extremes really, which is very interesting how they've decided to do that. Yeah, lovely, absolutely lovely. Good again. Lovely, lovely. Well, found neutral. Now I'm in second gear now. Well, it took a few moments to recognise it was in second gear on the screen. It was pulling away in second and it still said N. That was interesting. I think that's a glitch. So, yeah. Very nice indeed. The pull is good. The engine noise is completely different to how it was on the old GS. And roundabouts it's stable. Yeah. Very, very comfortable riding. So we've done the A12. We're doing the 30s and 40s here. We're going to meander into Chelmsford town as we always do. A little bit of moisture in the air, but you're not going to worry about any kind of weather on this bike. You've got your heated grips, you've got your heated seat. I think it's 4 levels of grip, 4 levels of heat. Grip, Philip. 4 levels of heat, which is yeah, very nice indeed. And, yeah. So into the 30. Yes, the bike's absolutely fine. It's perfect. It's poised. It's balanced. The legs are at a right angle, more or less, I suppose, for me. And I'm sure there's adjustability in the pegs and all that sort of thing, but you can see it all online. Getting to the front of the queue. Is that like? Yeah, that's fine. As you sit, the suspension, it absolutely drops for you. The brake pedal on the bike for your right foot is a little bit in, so it's not like straight out in front of you. Feels like you've got to move your right foot a little bit to the left to catch the brake pedal. But yeah, that's all good. That's all good. Lovely that we've got a bit of traffic here. So I'm going to filter my way. Filter. Filter. Lovely. Up to the red light. There's the brake. There's the brake. There's the brake. It's quite sharp actually, yeah, the back brake is good. Very good indeed. And off again. Oh no, you stalled it. Oh my goodness, that was awful. I was in second gear. Didn't put it into first. And then overrode the throttle terribly. It sounded like I was trying to murder the bike. Sorry, everybody. That was not my intention. That was just me being ham-fisted. Very bad. Panic, panic, panic. Did I mention that that's, you know, that's where I can put my phone. The biggest iPhone will fit in there. That's brilliant. I assume there's probably charging in there as well. But, yeah, we don't know, do we? We don't know. I don't know if there's charging in there or not. I love the way it drops when you get to stopping. So it lifts up obviously when you're going, and just at the moment that you stop, it drops. My mind is wandering. Anyway, so here we are, middle of Chelmsford Town Centre. Wonderful, wonderful motorbike. It's got a clever suspension system on it as well. Obviously, it's BMW, everything's clever. Everything's clever about BMW. Just... Indicators are good, switch gear's good. Lights around the corner. It's a joyous place to be, absolutely joyous. You cannot do anything else but smile when you're on this bike. Oh. Handles the bumps with aplomb, no problems at all. That was a big old bump, and yeah, we just felt it. So we could just put alongside, can't we? And the thing is, although the quick shifter is a little bit clunky, you can always clutch instead, you know. If you don't want to feel that kind of feeling. We're going to go through the tunnel. Into neutral again. Through the tunnel. And around and off we go. So guys, anyway, so we've done the A12. We've done some in-town riding. We're going to do some lane riding, obviously, before we head back afterwards. But for now, I think we've seen enough of the bike on the road, and I'm going to pop over to Writtle Green as per usual to walk around the bike and have a bit more of a talk about it. So I'll see you in a few moments over on the green. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are with the BMW GS A1300. This is new for 2024-25, and I'm just going to take you through the main hits that I have taken from the BMW website, but obviously there's lots of information on this bike, lots of extras, lots of technical data. Not going to go through all that here. It's just really about what the bike looks like and how it feels to ride, and a few headlines. So this bike's base price is £18,870, and this particular bike comes with adaptive vehicle height control and a low seat as standard. Now the low seat is very firm, but actually quite comfortable for me, and that's not a problem for a tall rider. So even at 6'3", the low seat could be an option for some of you out there. So just saying. Other versions of this bike are the GS Trophy, which is kind of blue, then the triple black, and the option 719 Karakoram, which has got lots of extra bits on it, which is an extra £2,000-ish. So on this bike we have the 1300cc Boxer air liquid cooled 4-stroke, 145 brake horsepower, 149 Nm of torque, and 269 kilograms curb weight. The tank, as I alluded to earlier in the video, is 30 litres with a 4 litre reserve. And the standard equipment on the bike is heated grips, cruise control, tyre pressure monitoring, keyless ride, extended hand protectors with integral flashing turn signals and indicators, which we can see there. There they are. And what else do we have? Additional headlight, electronic suspension DIS with load compensation, and various attachment options for accessories. Now, we talked about that earlier, and actually on this bike here, there's nothing here, but you can get something there and there for bags to grip onto. Obviously, we've got the bar protectors here, which are great. Got these lovely, lovely spoke wheels, which I love, but would be a bit of a nightmare to clean. The suspension is all new and very special. And as we come around the side of the bike, we can see that the pegs are very adventure focused. They're quite, grippy, off-roady, if you like. But the side of the bike, much like the GS 1300, is completely changed. You can't see the trellis frame anymore. It's all enclosed. But it's very nice, neat and tidy. Then we've got obviously the spoked single swim arm wheel at the back. There's the silencer, the exhaust. There has got a centre stand on this particular bike as well, which is good. Which I've not put it on properly because I'm on wet grass. I don't want the bike to tip over. So look at that. Look, is that a fan? You've got a fan there. Look at the size of that just coming out the side of it. The engine is huge, absolutely huge. Here you'd put your side cases. Here you can put your top case, and here you can put your other side case. Obviously, we have the usual situation here with BMW with the shaft drive, and yeah, that's what the new engine looks like. Not much different. It's a bit bigger, obviously, and yeah, you've got the twin discs at the front, 310 millimeters, and they are BMW on this bike. BMW branded brakes, not Brembo, and also BMW on the back. So as for the seat, it's very firm but comfortable, which is good. Here we've got a place where you can attach easily your bag for the bike there. We have an awesome case scenario here where you can put your phone in there, and there is a place down there where you can add a lead and charge the phone. We've also got these kind of rail parts here, which I think you can put, hot drinks on and stuff like that. Would be very handy. You have your sat nav. You have the screen, which is electric, and I'll show you that in a second. In fact, what we'll do is we'll turn the bike on now. So that's the bike screen as it comes on. This is what it sounds like. I'm going to turn that off so you can hear me properly. So we'll go through the switchgear. That's your spinny wheel. That's your cruise control here. This is obviously your hazard lights. That's the menu there. You push this button up and down. It controls what happens here in the middle of the screen, up and down. And if you push down on the menu button, it takes you into the menu. So settings, telephone, media, navigation. It's got a slightly different look to this screen, but it's all got the same kind of information in there. We have the horn, which is a bit loud, but it's not terrible. You have your indicators switch, which is fine here. That's good. And then this button here is the function button. So when I push that, it brings up this screen here. And then if I use the spinny wheel, I can scroll down to all these shortcuts. You've got heating, windscreen, DTC, damping, ride height. That's all we've got at the moment. So I go into ride height. And now, this button here will work for the ride height. So if I go up, auto, stand extension, action not possible. Why not? What's going on with that? Is it not? I think it might not work till it's on. Okay. Let's turn the engine on and show you. Hold on, quickly. So, with the engine on, auto.
It's really picking the bike up. Interesting. That's the tallest point, I think. I'll go down, and then down. Looks like it's got 3 heights, basically. That's pretty cool. Interesting. It really picks it up. You really feel the bump as it picks you up. I'll turn that off anyway. Then you've got damping. If you turn it on to damping, you've got dynamic. Oh, blimey, did that wrong, didn't I? Hold on. Push the button again. Select damping. Then use this function button. Dynamic. Road. That's what you've got for your damping, I think. Dynamic and road. DTC. Dynamic traction control. We can toggle that to off and on, I suppose. Press and hold for deactivation. And then the next one up is the windscreen. If I click OK on the windscreen, now when I push up on the button, the windscreen comes up. And then the windscreen can go down. The windscreen's not great. I mean, you know, you have got these extra bits and pieces here on the side, which I think are okay, but it's not great. You're still wanting to basically have something else, so something better. And the next point up is heating. So you push down for the seat, I believe, down for the seat and up for the grips. That's interesting. So I'll just leave everything on level 1, I think, so it's not really that cold. Perfect. So that's the screen, and again, it's very good. It's BMW. It's pretty awesome. Okay, yeah, it's very straightforward. If you're coming off of a BMW, it won't be too difficult for you to get used to it. But even if you're not coming off of a BMW, if you're coming off of a bike that, you know, it's a Triumph or a KTM or whatever it is, you're not going to have a problem jumping on the bike and oh, in fact, the battery, turn it off. Yeah, so you're not going to have any problems coming onto this bike from a different type of bike. Let's have a look under the seat, shall we? Let's see if we can do that. Have we got a key? Yeah, we've got a key. I'm going to go under the seat. And just as I talk about the seat, there's also an attachment here, which will probably help you mount things. Let's have a look on the seat and see how easy this is to turn up or turn off. That was one hand. Easy peasy. And it looks like we've got, obviously it's attached because it's heated. Also under here we've got a height situation here, so that's low. But I'm pretty sure I can just take that out. I can take that out, turn it around, and then make it high. Okay, so that's how you adjust the height seat. And then you just like that. There we go. You feel the click, and the seat is back on. So that's me mucking about with the seat, not really knowing anything about it at all. That was very straightforward, wasn't it? Easy peasy to change the seat height. So yeah, all I can tell you guys is so far I really am enjoying the ride on this bike. Like I said, this is the basic, the entry level. It does come in different colours, in blue, in black, and a kind of green colour. The front of the bike, I like it. You know, the new lights, these lights here, these nice big lights. This base model is 18,800 quid, and yeah, I mean, I don't know how much money you guys are going to have to put extra bells and whistles on it, but yeah, it's a very expensive motorbike. But it looks very different to the outgoing GS, almost tank-like, right? I mean, I know the tank. I mean, look at it; it's like rectangular. It really gives you a feeling of, you know, you're the biggest thing on the road when you're on this bike. It's just absolutely amazing. I mean, I love it, absolutely love it. So anyway, just want to say a big thanks to everyone who's viewing today. If you are viewing for the first time, thank you very much. To those of you returning to the channel, thank you very much also. I really appreciate the support. And if you could subscribe, that would be really appreciated, as it does help the channel and myself an awful lot. Recording on my GoPro. And recording on my Senna. So, we're done with Writtle Green, and I just want to say I had a nice chap just come over to have a look at the bike, and I got a chat with him about his bike. He rides an RS, and I wanted to see
the new GSA in the flesh, so that was nice to chat to you, sir. I didn't catch your name, but thanks for coming over and having a chat. It was nice to speak to you. And now we close that and busy. It's pick-up time for schools, isn't it, I suppose? Yeah, I really can't get that first to second. I've really got to kick it up a bit harder and higher. My foot feels like it needs to stretch a bit further for that next gear. The bike sound-wise, it's not the sort of bike you're going to fall in love with because of the sound. You know, it's a big old engine. It's a big old bike. Now it's even bigger than the previous GSAs. There was a bike in the showroom that had loads of luggage all over it, so many luggage options, and obviously they'll be expensive, I know, but you know, there's still lots of options to attach. Obviously, a top box, side cases, but also you can get luggage for the front here and on the sides. Into neutral again, can you believe it? Yeah, so loads of options, which is really, really good. I suppose, onto the leaves. Stop. Okay. Side stand's easy. It's just there. Let's get this back. No, it's too soft. Off.